This is Thomas C. Lynch from Dream to Inspire, and you're listening to Inspirational Moments with TL. This is a 3-part series titled The 3 Things That You Can Do Right Now to Build a Better You in 2018 and Beyond. You are listening to part 1 of the 3 things that you can do right now to build a better you in 2018 and beyond. Check it out. There is a definite process for maximizing your potential. It's not an easy road, but once you master it, you will find a deeper sense of connection with who you really are and the potential you never knew existed. In the next 60 minutes, you will receive tools to help you discover ways to connect and communicate with yourself so that you influence more positive changes in your life as you continue building a better you in 2018 and beyond. In this audio, I'm going to share with you 3 things I believe you can do right now to help you build a better life experience for yourself. With all the responsibilities in life that we face on a day-to-day, it is often easy to get wrapped up in the habit of doing than it is to be in the habit of reflecting. If your life is anything like mine, you've got bills to pay, you've got all these responsibilities, you got family to take care of, and you're constantly on the go, and everything around you is constantly moving and changing. But sometimes we may feel we are standing still and don't know why. Maybe it's because we are living in a society that functions on the habit of doing. We are constantly doing something for someone else. So whether you are a cook at a restaurant, or the CEO of a company, or a mailroom clerk, or even the President of the United States, you are providing a service. You are in the habit of doing. And it is no wonder why we are so focused on doing. Because if you stop doing and being of service, you stop earning. And when you stop earning, you stop providing. And if you stop providing, you stop functioning at your optimum level, emotionally and mentally. All because we are living in a society that functions on the habit of doing for others. That we miss spending enough time making conscious habit to reflect on who we are. And when we don't spend time connecting with ourselves, we eventually disconnect with the sense of who we are and the world around us. It impacts our self-esteem and it impedes our personal development. How much time do you spend reflecting, getting connected to who you are during this season in your life? I believe the quality of life is determined by the amount of time you spend connecting with yourself and understanding what really makes you you. In order to observe what makes you tick, it requires you to be present, in the moment. Reflecting requires being present, yet being present requires taking time out of your busy schedule. And most people aren't present as they could be because they don't make enough time to find the balance that they need in their lives. I believe when you build a habit of being present within the moment, you will find a balance in life, both mentally and emotionally, that brings more peace to your life. And when you focus your attention on being present, it will expand your awareness and the awareness of who you are and the world around you. Your awareness can be defined as the clarity with which you are consciously and subconsciously perceiving and understanding everything that affects your life. Your awareness is the sum total of your life's experiences, knowledge, intellect, intuition, instincts, all of that you perceive through your 5 senses. And I believe that self-awareness is the core of building a better you. That's because self-awareness is knowing what makes you tick. It's understanding your own needs and desires, knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, and being able to accurately assess and respond to your emotions. I read in an article on self-awareness the way in which one group of researchers determined whether babies and animals are self-aware is by putting a red dot on their forehead while they're asleep and under anesthesia. They then place the animal or baby next to a mirror, and the researchers then wait to see what happens when the subject that they're studying wakes up and looks in the mirror. If they touch the dot on their forehead instead of touching the dot on the face in the mirror, then it is determined that they're self-aware. This is because the action of touching the dot on their forehead suggests that they understand that by looking in the mirror, they're looking at an image of themselves. Now, obviously, it's not rocket science, right? I mean, you would instantly recognize you were looking at an image of yourself in the mirror. But building a better you is all about looking at the image you see in the mirror and asking, how well do I really know you? How does this person think? What does this person find meaningful? What is this person's passion? I believe one way of building a better you is to get connected to who you really are. We live in an extremely noisy world with all kinds of frequencies coming at us at one time. We've got commitments, we got deadlines, we got plans and expectations, and they all make it hard to get clarity and peace of mind so that you can connect to who you really are. So we have to consciously put ourselves in places to receive that clarity. That might be prayer, that might be meditation, that might be a walk on the beach. Whatever it is for you, schedule that time. And when you make those plans, be present, be in the moment, enjoy them as they are. No labels, no judgments. Stay committed to the time that you set for yourself. If that means turn the phone off for the time that you set aside, so be it. If it's an emergency, tell your family or your friends to call 911. Trust me, it's a great first option. They will get there way faster and they'll be way more calm. Another way to get connected is to identify your passions and go after them as if your life depends on it, because it does. So what is your passion? Research suggests that people who have found their passion, people who have found the things that they love, people who have found the things that they can pour into, they live longer lives. I define passion as those things that you enjoy and have a proficiency with that bring you a sense of fulfillment and joy. And if you don't know what your passion is, I think the answer is right there in front of you. But often it gets swept away under all the distractions and demands of life. And we don't always hear it or grasp it, usually because we have not spent the time to be more clear about what really makes us whole. So I want to challenge you. I want you to take some notes. I want you to pull out a sheet of paper, pull out your phone, whatever you use to take notes. And I want you to write down these 4 questions, but I want you to hold off on answering them. What do other people tell you you are good at doing? What do people typically ask you for help with? Do you currently enjoy your job? Do you see yourself working your current job 20 to 30 years from now. And just because I really think and believe that it's important to understand who you really are and to get connected so you really can sort through some of the difficult obstacles that you may have been facing in your life, to write down these 2 additional questions. What do you believe about yourself? And last, what do you believe is possible in your world? Now that you have these questions, I want you to hold on to them. And I want you to answer them when you get home or when you get to a place to where you can sit quietly and reflect. Maybe it's during the time that you set aside for yourself. But be honest with yourself. Be patient and allow the answers to come, because they will if you consciously decide to reflect on them. The next challenge is for the next 30 days. For the next 30 days, I want you to pay close attention to yourself, to discover more answers to these questions than you initially listed. You'd be surprised of all the answers you find just by consciously staying focused. So far, we've established the fact that focusing your attention on being present will expand your awareness, and getting connected to who you are is only one step in the process to building a better you. After spending time to get connected to who you are and identifying your passions, you are challenged with the choice to go home or find a quiet space to spend more time learning about you. Now I ask you, what good comes from getting connected to build a better you? If it's not followed by this next point, you may very well make a connection with yourself, but not fully until you master the one thing that influences everything that you do. We all have the potential to be masters over the inner conversation in our minds. Does that make sense? Can I assume that you want to connect more with yourself and also control the inner battle that you hear from time to time? Well, you can and you will when you exercise this next step. This is a 3-part series titled The 3 Things That You Can Do Right Now to Build a Better You in 2018 and Beyond. Stay tuned for the next part of this 3-part series.